Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's a wonderful, wonderful day. How is everyone today? I hope everybody had a great night. My name is Darkpool Alga, and thank you for joining me this morning on a morning watch list building session where we're going to go over some highly probable setups for movement today. We're going to, of course, be using the Smart Money Dark Pool and Block Trade software provided by the traders over at FlowTrade. Sorry, I'm trying to do one other thing while I'm talking at the same time and it's not working. Let me just get this set up real quick. All right, so I don't know why everything is so slow this morning. It's crazy. It's crazy slow. Crazy slow. All right, I think I've got everything set up now. Good morning, chat. Good morning. Yeah, everything's a little laggy for some reason. It might be Thinkorswim. All right, Las Vegas is looking really good. All right, I'll check out LVS. So today's tech's gonna rip today. That's all just from what I've seen out there in the world and some notifications that I got, it looks as if though tech is gonna rip. So Nvidia, Google, LRCX, Shop, all those guys are going to go bananas. As far as like the markets are concerned, overnight, I'll just see what I've got written down here as far as notes. Oh, but first off, can't forget this part. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. It really does help me out, and it helps out the YouTube algorithm. So if you enjoy this content and you'd like to see more of it, just make sure you hit the like button. All right, so I'm pretty much overall bullish on this market. If we could dip a little bit, maybe show some life around noon. If the VIX cannot break 20, right, as can be seen here. VIX. If the VIX can't break above 20, that's a good sign, right? We're in good shape to find some new supports and possibly go lower. Looking at the VIX on the old 15. My chart's got all jacked up. I was trying to I built a multi-time frame Ichimoku cloud indicator study. It's pretty nice if you like Ichi like I do. We'll get into that in the educational series going forward. Currently, VIX is trading at 1975-ish. We smacked into the 34 EMA on the 15-minute chart. We'd of course like that to reject to potentially go lower. If you don't understand the VIX, VIX is the volatility index, basically the fear index. If VIX increases, the market goes down. So all last week, the VIX was rising. We sold off at the end of the week, and we dropped yesterday. Currently, we're increasing, but we did run into that 34 EMA as resistance. And if we can go ahead and reject a little bit further down, that would be great for all of our bullish type people. All right, I'm going to look real quick and see if I've got any requests from the old Twitter. I always like to make sure that my followers are taken care of, and if you have a chart request, I will definitely try to get it incorporated. Looks as if though, real quick, nothing from Twitter. Check out the old chat. Crowd, Las Vegas. Turnaround Tuesday, possibly, Turtle. Good morning, guys. Let's see. I want to go over... Let's look at LVS. Just real quick. So the stocks I want to look at today are Upstart, UPST, MasterCard, MA, Snow, SNOW, MGM are all on my list. I will try to get... So let's do... So the request was for LVS, Nvidia, and Crowdstrike. Just gonna make a note of these guys real quick. I write something down, turn in a new page using my custom pen that I love so much. A friend of mine builds custom pens and they're awesome. They're machined. All right, we got General Big Brother, please. Not sure what that means. General Big Brother. Oh, those guys? Yeah. real quick. Let me just write this down. So I was going to Snow, MasterCard, Upstart, and what's the other one? All right, we'll just look at these guys real quick. All right, so looking at, so we got LVS, Nvidia, Crowdstrike, and SPX by IWM. Okay. I'll throw IWM on there right now. All right, so if you're not familiar with my charts real quick, I've got the normal algorithm going. I've got dark pool and block trades on my charts. That's the horizontal lines that you see. I'm going to pull these back to the last 7 days for IWM. 14 days for Nvidia. We're going to go 7 days for LVS and 14 days for Crowdstrike. So starting upper left, this is Las Vegas LVS. We've got strong bullish divergence. Price action is currently trading with the algorithm. The algo is pointed up. We've got a block trade coming in right at this $57 level that's going to provide resistance for a couple reasons. One, it's a nice round number. Two, we've got a block trade coming in on the 14th at 57. So we've ran into resistance there. We've got another one following that up at 57.32. We've got a dark pool block trade coming in right at 55.94. So I'm going to base those as support. Below that, we've got one at 55, also a nice round number. So currently, price action is trading with the algorithm. We've got nice uptrend support, as can be seen here. Excuse me. As can be seen here, nice upward trend line support. Got a little flag forming. We ran into resistance at 57. We got to get above 57.32, and I would consider this a strong buy for the next gap fill to 58 and then 59. LVS on the chart, kind of the same thing. We came down, we tapped the 200 SMA, rejected off that, reverted to the 21 EMA, and came back down to confirm support of the 200 SMA. Currently, MACD is negative, but increasing. RSI is increasing as well. We've got a 2-day, 3-day, 4-day weekly squeeze. However, those are all negative on the histogram. We'd like that to turn around a little bit more and start positively stacking our EMAs, which are currently negatively stacked. This candle right here, this giant bullish candle, could provide a range to trade within. So from 55.50 up to 58.25, that could be a potential range that we stick within. Looking at looks like overnight we've got, just make sure my extended hours are on this. Did it the other day, and yes, extended hours are on. Okay, great. So it looks like we bought overnight. We're currently trading at 57.19 actually, with resistance at 57.75. Up, down, up. So the histogram, the Squeeze Pro histogram, is starting to do that slingshot pattern where price action will sling it. I don't want to go through this whole thing. Let's just do this real quickly. All right, so looking at the 4-hour chart, right, we're below the 200 SMA. Our EMAs are stacked negatively against us, so that's going to provide a lot of resistance. However, this slingshot pattern may occur where the 2-day or 3-day squeeze will fire off and the histogram will become positive and propel us up over these moving averages, right? Currently, we've got a golden cross on the 4-hour MACD, so that's bullish, obviously, and we've got nice little trendline support there. We did reject off at the 34 on the 4-hour. We came back down and we confirmed that trendline support. Right, this level here. I'm just going to use that as a guide. As long as we can, let's see, market extension is neutral but increasing. Once that gets above 60, it's definitely a buy. This 200 SMA is obviously going to provide massive resistance. So major resistance at 59. We've got support coming in at 56. At 56. So LVS support at 56. Resistance pretty much all the way up to 59. If we break 59.30, then we've got some blue skies and we can potentially have a nice run. Let's see, looking at fibs, Fibonacci, yeah, that lines up. So Fibonacci resistance at 58.72 and then 59.70. If we can break above that, we're good to go. So potential play up to 59.72. All right, this week's 57s are pretty juicy. The 60s are a potential quad witching, or excuse me, potential pinning opportunity. So lots of open interest at 60 for calls and puts. The 57.50s have got a lot of open interest. It's definitely so if we open at 57, that could be a definitely good day trade for today. This 57.50s, looking at the 15-minute chart, we've got stacked positive EMAs, which is a good sign. We just had a squeeze fire off. Looks like it was the 15-minute squeeze fired off. This could propel us up to try to fill that gap between 57.50 and 58. So that's obvious. The next one I wanted to look at was Nvidia. Currently, price action is trading with the algorithm on Nvidia. We do have a block trade from 556.25 that could provide some support. Looks like we bounced right off that level. That's a dark pool block trade. We also have a regular block trade coming in right below that at 552.53. Currently, we've got nice uptrend support happening. We've got this little flag forming here that we would need to break above for the next move up. Looking at Nvidia on the chart, I guarantee it's moving pre-market. It has to be. All right, so Nvidia. Just clear out some of these drawings real quick. All right, currently trading above the 50 and the 200 SMA, which is good. We closed below the 8 EMA, however. We are negative and decreasing on our RSI, neutral, and pretty much negative and neutral on the MACD. We're below VWAP. We've got a $20 ATR, great beta versus SPY. Let's see, the resistance is going to be 569.50 is resistance. So that's this level here. That's coming from this doji way back in time. It's provided some pretty significant resistance. So just grab. I'm going to bring it down to the 4-hour. All right, overnight we gapped up. All right, nice little gap up. $8 gap up overnight. We're currently selling off, coming back down into resistance or to support on the 21 EMA, followed by the 50 SMA on the 3-minute. All right, we're above the 200 SMA on the 4-hour, which is good. We closed above the 8 EMA. We're below the 21 and the 34. So we're running into some resistance at 570. So 572 is going to be resistance, followed by 576. This is the 4-hour chart. We got a nice squeeze that's firing off. We got a MACD golden crossover on the 4-hour. Our market extension is neutral but increasing. So as soon as it breaks above 60, it's considered a good buy. We may be a little early trying to get in right now. But with Nvidia moving the way it's going to move this week, with earnings coming up next week, we've got an earnings run setting up. There we go. Earnings is right here. So earnings, come on. Got earnings there. Fibonacci on the 4-hour. Go from here to here. Alright. 570. Alright, so we're currently trading above the 50% retracement on the 4-hour Fibonacci. Resistance at the 34 EMA is confluent with the 618 retracement at 576.50. So Nvidia 576.50. Right. Resistance. Support coming in at 569.50. All right. If we maintain that support, we definitely got room to run up into the previous high of 600. We move 20 bucks a day. We could definitely hit 600 potentially today. So we gapped up overnight. We're selling off, coming back down and testing the support. The support level at 569.50. I like that for support. We may try to gap fill back down to 576, which is the support level, right? 576 is support. The break of that, and we can definitely just fade off the rest of the day. Let me just draw these lines on here real quick. It's kind of, I like that line. That's 576. All right. So we could range trade from 567 to 575 today. 600 is a target. Pretty significant target for this week. Lots of open interest on both sides. I'm actually trying to pin Nvidia there. However, the 580s have just as much open interest, and those are definitely more of a resistance area. So the 580s. The 580s is the 30 or the 21 EMA on the daily. So getting above that, and we've got definite room to run. All right, looking at Crowdstrike. All right, so Crowdstrike on the 15-minute chart, we've got bearish divergence. The algo is selling. Price action is buying. Right. Let me just throw some levels up here. We've got a block trade level at 190. A dark pool block trade level at 190. That's going to provide resistance. Over here and close. We've also got a dark pool block trade right at 186.80. That's going to provide support. We could potentially bounce back and forth in between both of those. Right. With the algo currently selling off. Right. The algo is pointed down. Price actions. So this is considered bearish divergence. I'm going to pop this over on the 1-minute chart to just kind of see what happened yesterday. I usually follow Crowdstrike pretty well. All right. So we've got divergence that is about to play out, and that divergence was 188.50 began the divergence. So price action's increasing. We've got nice uptrend support. We broke above that 187.80 block trade level, which is good. However, we've got another block trade that we're going to smack into as resistance. That's coming in at 190.09, and both of those, that's the most recent one, and that came in on the 14th. So it was support there. A break of 190.09, I definitely could see this moving up higher. Yeah, that's pretty significant resistance. The algo is definitely selling. So 187.80 is going to be support for me. A break of that, I'm going to look to grab some puts, and that was Crowdstrike. All right. We've got nice 200 SMA support coming in at 180.07. We've got this uptrending support channel that's just recently created here. Come on, click. Right. We're basically going to range trade off of this bullish candlestick. Right. Got a nice little flag forming. This could squeeze out up until earnings. coming up on the 3rd of June. With it being, I think it's quad witching. Basically, all of the options expired 3rd week of every month, so this would be the 21st. 194. We're trading at 190 right now, so we're right about here. So we're currently trading at the 8 EMA on the daily. A break above that, we're going to run into resistance coming in at 197, 198, and then 200. So this cluster of moving averages here is going to provide resistance. Let me look at the options chain. Okay, so those 200s for this week look good. So that would be, that would be this level here. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get to this 200 level between now and Friday with an ATR of $10 a day, currently trading at 190. So we got to make an anticipated move from 190 to 200, right? That lines up with a lot of resistance from the moving averages. Coming in, checking out Fibonacci. 50% retracement from the previous high to the previous low is at 202.25. The 618 is at 208, probably followed by the previous high of 227. So if we can break above 195, look for some rejection back down into, just trying to find the level right here. 189.75 is great support. That's this guy here. So that's coming in all the way. So, 189.50 is support. We're currently trading at 190, right? Very, very tight range. MACD is negative and decreasing. Volume zone is just kind of negative as well. We don't have any squeezes to help us out. We're currently below VWAP. We gapped up overnight, right? Nice little gap up. Our whole super trend is all negative. We just had a squeeze fire off. Looks like it was a 4-hour squeeze is firing off. We had a MACD golden cross, and RSI market extension is increasing positively, right? So if we're trying to hit 200, we're currently trading at 190. We've got resistance coming in at the 21 and the 34. We could potentially just chop back and forth from this bar, right? Like I said, if we can break 195, it looks good to, yeah, there's lots of resistance in this, but we do have nice uptrend support. We did gap up. We're currently going to come back down and test 189. So to answer the question, those 195s fit well within my risk tolerance. I like those. If you wanted to go a little bit more risky, the 200s, lots of open interest behind them. However, you'd only have about maybe till Wednesday to trade those, because after Wednesday, then they're just gonna, if they do pin it at 200, that's gonna be worthless. So keep that in mind. All right, LVS, Crowdstrike. Let me just see, which ones did I go over already? All right, let me check out IWM real quick. Currently on the algo, the IWM is trading with the algorithm. We've got nice uptrend support. The algo is currently curled up, which indicates some buying opportunities, or that the algo is buying. So we've got this nice uptrend. We've got dark pool block trade support coming in at 221, followed by 220. So those are the dark pools. Got a regular block trade coming in at 219.73. So that's a nice little base, 219, 220 base. And we got a break previous high coming in at, we've got to break this high. Look at this flag. Look at that beautiful flag. break of that, and we're off to the races, right? The algo is currently curled up. I don't know if you can be seen here. Looking at the 1 minute chart for IWM, looks as if the algo started selling off at the end of the day yesterday, probably after that block trade came in. So that block trade came in at 14.19. So it came in at 2 o'clock. Price action ran up, hit that block trade, and is continuing after it. The algo selling off, so potentially trying to drag back down to maintain 221 as support, or to confirm 221 as support. IWM on the charts. Let's see. I like IWM. One of our trading guys in the group made a killing off of IWM in the last 3 months. All right, let me just get rid of some of the stuff. All right, looking at IWM. There's some symmetry there, ebbs and flows, right? IWM's always traded from one level to the next, right? Up and then back down. It does ping pong really well, so it looks like it's currently on its up trend on its way to test. Well, let's just throw Fibonacci on it and it'll tell us. So high to low. We're currently hitting the 50% resistance or retracement resistance at 221.50, which is also 21.34 EMA. The 50 period SMA is at 223. The 618 retracements at 224. So there's that level. If we get above 224.34, we've got room to run to previous high of 230. I'm looking to see if I can grab a demand or a supply zone that we're trying to go up and reach. All right, we're currently trading at we're in a supply zone right now, which would be this candle here. Let me just do this. All right, that gray bar is a supply zone from this previous demand zone. We need to break above that, and if we do, we've got a lot of room to run. We're currently positive VWAP. We're in a daily low compression, 2-day, 3-day mid compression. However, this 4-day high compression squeeze has got me super interested. However, the histograms are negative. What we'd like to do is that little firecracker effect to pop off where the daily fires and it thrusts everything positive. MACD is currently negative but increasing, right? We're about to touch the lower Bollinger Band on the RSI. Once we break into that, we definitely got some positive momentum. 1, 2, 3, little flag forming. The Turbo VZO is in a neutral area. All right, so it looks like overnight we sold off a little bit from yesterday's highs. We've come back down. We're testing the 200 SMA support right at 221.50, which lines up with our dark pool sentiment, 221.50. I feel like we're going to squeeze between the 834 exponential moving average and the 200 simple moving average. Those guys are going to squeeze and it'll pop something out, one side or the other. However, our super trend is negative, right? It's not looking the greatest. We've got, this is tough. So our EMAs are stacked negative. However, the 34 EMA on the 4-hour chart is providing support. We've got the 50 SMA right at that demand zone or supply zone that lines up pretty perfectly. Had a MACD golden cross this morning, which is definitely bullish. The market extension is about to fire off a buy signal as soon as it breaks above the 60. That the Squeeze Pro histogram is about to do that slingshot effect. If you look back to this area here, let's see if that's not going to let me draw it. So if you look back to this last negative histogram where it slingshotted it back into the positive histogram, we had a great move after that. Looking at the 15-minute chart, so we gapped up overnight, we're selling off. 221.23 is support. If we break that, look to fade it to 219, which is a 200 SMA. So we gapped up, we came back down, we tested the 21 for support, that broke. We bounced off of the 34, thought we were going to make a move, ran into 222.50, and now we're currently selling off. So based on the lack of volume overnight, my decision area is 221.25. If we break 221.25, expect a fade to 219. If we can maintain that, we can play the 221 to 222.50 channel as a day trade. $223 is previous high. So 225 is the max pain. Well, hold on. 223 is max pain. I'm going to call it 223 max pain for this week, simply because we've got 18,000 contracts on the call side and 19,000 put contracts, right? The next level above that. So if we break 223 today, then I'm going to move my max pain level to 225 for this week. 230 is the ultimate target, right? Because they've got 100,000 calls sold at 230. But with the market, all right, same kind of story with the RTY. We had a nice little gap up. We ran into resistance, right? So this is going to be obviously the supply zone here for RTY. We're currently testing previous demand zone, which is this one here. We can definitely range trade. This lines up with IWM, right? Break of this, and we're going to come all the way back down to this 200 SMA or this level here. All right, we break that and we play the fade, play the 10-point fade, or we can play the 15-point run. That was IWM. Looking at SPX. I'll look at SPX on the 15-minute chart. Actually, I think I have. I thought I had an SPX study. I don't. SPX. Let me look back at this. So we came down, we tested the 50-period SMA, we broke above, so this is that kind of breach of moving averages, and then we're going to retreat to test those as support. Currently, SPX is above, so stack positive moving averages. We've got a daily squeeze that's getting ready to fire. We're within 95% of our 52-week high. We move about 48 points a day. Let me just throw some lines up here. So this area, resistance, right? We've got support. All right. SPX, which is basically what SPY is going to do. Is that the... All right. Sorry, I'm just got to draw some supply zones here. So SPX, we've got a supply zone coming in at that level there with a demand zone pretty much at this level here. All right. SPX currently negative and decreasing on the, or negative but increasing on the MACD. RSI is oversold. We've got some definitely bearish or bullish divergence. MACD selling off, price is increasing. Looks like we sold off. All right, let's see, we gapped up. We're currently trading at 41.63. Came back down. So SPY or SPX, a break above 41.6781. We're going to run into that demand zone, or maybe supply zone that we probably might reject off of to come back down and test for support. Right. So on the 15-minute, we've just had a low compression squeeze fire off. We're currently stacked positive on our EMAs. We're maintaining the 50-period simple moving average. We had a golden cross. We had a simple moving average golden cross happen. One second here. So when the 50 crosses above the 200 SMA, that's considered a bullish move. We're currently maintaining support at the 50 SMA. Our EMAs are stacked positive. If we've got this little flag that we're forming here, this little bull flag. So for me, a break above 4165 would be bullish. SPY, however, came back down and tested the 200 SMA. So we gapped up, sold off overnight. We're at the 200 SMA. If we break the if we close below the 200 SMA on the 15-minute chart, which is this level here, sorry, I'm just trying to find. So support is going to be $415.52, a break below $415.52, and I would look to fade SPY. I'd look to fade SPY all the way back down to where is it? Sorry, I'm just trying to find yield. We definitely have a bus stop right here at 413. So I call demand zones bus stops. Right, the bus driver comes down, picks you up, drives you to where you need to be. All right. So if we break this demand zone that we're currently in right here. Okay, so if we, this is the last one I'm going to be able to do, and then I got to run. So on SPY, we're currently testing the demand zone. If we break 415.52, our last chance of support is 415.35. A break of that, and we're definitely going to come down and test. Get rid of this guy. And test resistance. Let's see. Hold on. I gotta see how many of them I can get. Is it this one? No. Got a micro demand zone at 414. So this is a. So we got a micro demand zone from here to about. No. We've got a micro demand zone from 414.52 to 414.62. That could provide us a stopping point. However, if we break this large demand zone at 415.50 to 415.35, a break of that, I'd look to fade the SPY to 413.72. Contrarian, if we maintain this level of support at 415.50, I don't know where that failed bubble came from. A break of that, and we're going to have intraday moving average resistance all the way back up. Yep, I like those ideas. So, all right, that's it for me. Thanks for joining me again. My name is Dark Pool Algo. I'm here every morning, Monday through Friday, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, to bring you potential setups for any stocks that I'm looking to play for that day. If you find this content useful, make sure you smash that like button, turn on subscriptions, turn on notifications, and you'll